We're getting ready for a trip of a lifetime to Alula in Saudi Arabia, if this 23-year-old Discovery 2 can make it. Stay tuned to find out. I've always loved cars, starting from the iconic DB5 of James Bond to my first Cortina, moving on to Italian sports cars, even some German cars. In an UAE, my American muscle car with too much muscle. And then finally, British sports car, leading into the ultimate British sports car, the Aston Martin Vantage V8. And then we moved to Saudi Arabia and things changed. It was time to become an overland driver.
A more powerful V8 engine, more distinctive style, 368 improvements in all. The 2003 Discovery. It's a whole new way to see the world. From Land Rover, the most well-traveled.
With our good friend Yazid, we spent a lot of time and a lot of money getting the car ready for our adventures. And finally, she was ready to hit the road. Destination, Alula, historic city, which was once on the incense route that linked India to Europe. We used iOverlander for campsites, and we hit the road. 700 kilometers. She made it. We arrived at Alula. A couple of times, didn't want to start, but she started, ran smoothly. Fuel consumption, terrible as always. Heavy car with all the stuff on top. But now we've arrived in our first destination in Alula, the famous Elephant Rock. Start of day 2, and we're so lucky to be here in Alula and in Hegra, the location of a series of burial tombs from centuries ago. And we've been fortunate to do the 2-hour tour using Land Rover Defenders. What more can we ask for? Using iOverlander, we sought out our first campsite, which promised to be a 2-wheel drive friendly location. Then it was on to Rainbow Arch. Quite hard to find, but worth the trip. A stunning arch said to resemble clouds in front of the sky. And then a stunning treasure in the desert, built unbelievably in less than 3 months and covered in 9,740 square meters of mirror. Our Maraya Theatre. Hi Overlander sent us up to a very, very steep mountain, but with stunning views over the region and a chance to deploy our ARB awning for the first time for a lovely evening meal. Then the cream of the crop, Alula Old Time, dating back over 700 years. Heritage Town looks like a single building due to the crowding of its 870 residential units, all on one level, separated by narrow and winding alleys. Well, after a walk from the bottom to the top of the fort, bit of a steep walk, we can now see all of Alula Old Town. To think this is made by hand from mud bricks, and this is how the people lived here all those years ago. It really is a step back in time across Alula. Well, some interesting sounds out here tonight, just outside Alula. Not sure what that is. Cars or guns? We did find an empty casing earlier, so who knows. Well, end of our trip. It's been short, very sweet and pretty amazing. We've seen lots of boulders, we've seen different shapes of boulders, we've been up a very high mountain, camels everywhere, and some iconic shapes like the Rainbow Rock today and the amazing Maraya amphitheatre theatre with the thousands of mirrors around the outside. The thing which sticks with me all the time in the travels is always how welcoming people in Saudi Arabia are. It says in lots of books about this, and it's very, very true. We look back to think about people like Thesiger or Lawrence of Arabia. They all say the same thing, that these are real, down-to-earth, natural people. And yes, time's moved on, technology's arrived, but the basic tenet of the Arab person to welcome the stranger still remains. It's too short a trip. We will be back, definitely, and spend more time in this amazing, normally very quiet and very peaceful area of Saudi Arabia. Not so hidden gem these days, but for a lot of people out there, still unknown, which is why it's very important for us to come here, make this video and share our experience with you. It's definitely somewhere worth going to if you enjoy the outdoors life. Thanks for watching, and look forward to seeing you in our next video.